Welcome to Uttara Phalguni, the star for marriage, partnerships, and affection. With Uttara Phalguni, we come to our first nakshatra pair, our first star pair, binary star system. It's when you have two nakshatras right next to each other, sharing the same symbol and the same name. And they get differentiated from one another, usually using the term Purva and Uttara. Purva means what came before, or comes first, and Uttara means what happens next. There is something very important in these prefix words, Purva and Uttara. Because both of the Phalgunis, they share the same symbol, the romantic bed, the love bed, the bed. And so both of them have to do with love, marriage, sex. But Purva Phalguni has to do with the first experience of these things, and Uttara Phalguni has to do with the mature experience, or what happens next. So with Purva Phalguni, the themes are all like falling in love, that thrill, that pleasure, that enjoyment. And then Uttara Phalguni has to do with marriage, forming a long-term relationship based on this love. What happens next? So you can see this distinction between Purva and Uttara also in the deities of each nakshatra. The deity for Purva Phalguni is Bhaga, which means pleasure and enjoyment. So it's all about that first thrill, that actual essence, which is the attraction of love. And then Aryamān, he's the god of marriage. He's the god of community, friendship, partnership. So what is marriage? That's a long-term version of Bhaga. It's a long-term version of enjoyment, pleasure, happiness. Aryamān is an important solar Vedic deity. He's one of the sons of Aditi. So he's in this group of Adityas. So he's going to do well with Aditi's star, which was Punarvasu. So the Phalgunis, ruled by Bhaga and Aryamān, who happen to be brothers, are going to get along well with their mother's star, Aditi's star. That's Punarvasu. But among all the children of Aditi, not all of them are relatively well known today. Aryamān is an important solar deity in the Vedic pantheon. Nonetheless, today relatively little is known specifically about what he does, etc. But there are a few important things to say. First, we can know a lot about a person from their name. Aryamān is based on the word Arya, which is based on the word Ari, which is based on the word Ri. Ri means to go forward, progress. So this word that comes from Ri, Arya, means moving, progressing together, coming together. Arya is coming together. Ri also means something which comes forth, something which stands true, something which can satyameva jayate. So satyam, the truth, is what persists. And Ri means the thing which persists. The words that come from Ri have to do with things which are true and trustworthy, reliable. So the word Arya also has the sense of being true, and true in the sense of being trustworthy, devoted, reliable, dedicated. So altogether, the word Arya, it means coming together to form a trustworthy, reliable, dedicated unit. And that's why the god Aryamān is the god of those partnerships, those unities, those communities, those marriages, where two people come together to trust one another and build something upon that foundation of trust. So this nakshatra, Uttara Phalguni, that's what it's all about. It's all about Aryamān. And Aryamān is all about friendship, devotion, making a real partnership where there's real trust, marriage, and making community also based on marriage. Aryamān does get a mention in Bhagavad Gita. Krishna says, Pitrinam Aryamā chasmi. Amongst the Pitris, I am Aryamān. If you've been following this series of videos, you have probably watched the one on Magga. And the Pitris are the devas of Magga, so in that video you can learn a lot about the Pitris. They're the ancestral afterlife gods. So they're the ancestral gods, the family gods, and amongst all, so they represent the family. Pitri represents family. So Aryamān is the leader of all the Pitris. And what do you learn from this? Aryamān is affection, right? Affection. So affection is the leader of family. Family is really not built by blood, but built by affection. Where there's blood but no affection, there's no family. Where there's affection but no blood, there's family. And the most important bond that actually holds family together is affection. So we have Aditi star Punarvasu, Pitri star Magga. Both of them should get along quite well with the Phalgunis. And for the Pitri especially with Aryamān, Phalguni, Uttara Phalguni. Bhaga is the god of love in its pleasurable, enjoyable aspect, which is inseparable from Aryamān. Love in its affectionate aspect. They're inseparable. In fact, Aryamān is never invoked independently in the Vedas. He's always invoked with his brothers. And often, almost always, it's Bhaga. So the pleasure of love cannot come without the affection of love. The two Phalgunis cannot come without each other. The commitment to love, which is Uttara Phalguni, can't be separated from the pleasure that comes from love, which is Purva Phalguni. And finally, I'll give you this reference from Ṛg Veda 2:27, which glorifies Aryamān. The meaning of this glorification is so important. It says that Aryamān, whose affection, is the supreme happiness. Affection is really the essence of happiness. And this Ṛg Veda mantra says that this happiness is so supreme, the happiness of Aryamān, the happiness of affection, of dedication, of devotion, is so superior to all other happinesses that even in the midst of pain and suffering, this deity, affection, will not fail to produce pleasure and happiness. Just like I see in a lot of movies and things, there's like the end of the world scene and then the two people kiss and smile. So even in the middle of total destruction, love still provides pleasure and happiness. That's how supreme this form of pleasure is. So Ṛg Veda says so, glorifies the Aryamān affection as the supreme happiness which can bring pleasure even amongst pain. And it also says that Aryamān affection makes every path walkable. It smooths every path. It makes it possible to overcome any obstacle. When you have affection, this is the key for an enduring marriage, is affection. It's not compatibility, it's affection. Compatibility just means how bumpy is the road, but affection says how smooth can you make it. And Aryamān is being glorified in the Ṛg Veda as the thing which smooths every bump, the thing which allows you to get over every obstacle. The thing which makes any path walkable is devotion, affection, love. And then finally, the third part of this glorification of Aryamān says that Aryamān is the essence of beauty. So the connection between beauty and love. The two Phalgunis are beautiful because love is beautiful, and both of the Phalgunis are dealing with love. Bhaga, it's really talking about the art of it, the enjoyment of it, the pleasure of it. That's in Purva Phalguni. In Uttara Phalguni, when you get Aryamān as the deity, then we're talking about the devotion, the dedication, the commitment, the long-term partnerships which form based on it. And this is the essence of beauty. Love is the essence of beauty. Love is beauty. See what great important things we can get just by understanding the basics of astrology? You don't even, who cares whether you have X or Y in this nakshatra? It doesn't matter. Just by knowing about what this nakshatra is, your whole life can improve. So astrology teaches us a ton of stuff without even looking at our birth charts. In fact, by looking at our birth charts, we often miss the most important gifts that astrology has to give us, because we just start thinking about temporary, mundane situations that we happen to be in at the moment. But when you study the basics of astrology for what they are, just to learn them, then you get this huge, glorious, beautiful picture of what life is, and you get inspiration to live it like that. So that's my description of Uttara Phalguni for the YouTube crowd. It's of course based on my book, 27 Stars, 27 Gods.